They came into my family just because we're Tutsi.
We were told to do this. I didn't know it would be so horrible.
We arrived too late, so many lives lost. The world must not let this happen again.
The genocide didn't just happen on its own. For years, the Hutu and Tutsi groups had problems caused by unfair treatment and division, made worse during times of colonial rule by countries like Belgium. When the president of Rwanda died in a plane crash, it gave Hutu extremists an excuse to start the killings. Sadly, many other countries and the United Nations saw what was happening but did not stop it in time. The Rwandan genocide is one of the worst human tragedies of the 20th century. It taught the world how dangerous hate and silence can be. Today, Rwanda is working hard to heal and rebuild. The people there are trying to live together in peace, and the world now better understands they need to act fast when innocent lives are in danger. This painful event reminds us to speak out and stand up when we see injustice.
We fought for so long. It seemed like the fighting would never end, but now maybe we can finally have peace.
We lost so many people. This war left scars that won't disappear easily, but we can rebuild. Maybe the future won't be full of fighting.
It's a good start. The signing of the Dayton Accords has stopped the war, but the real work is just beginning. Healing takes time.
Go.
I'll believe it but when I see it, but for today, it feels different.
Oh, shit.
We'll need to forgive and learn to live together, no matter what happens before.
In 1991, a British scientist. The Yugoslav wars were a series of brutal conflicts that happened in the 1990s. Yugoslavia was a country in Southeast Europe made up of different ethnic groups. When it broke apart, fighting broke out between countries like Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia. The wars were marked by ethnic violence and terrible acts, leaving hundreds of thousands dead and millions more displaced. In 1995, the fighting came to a stop after the signing of the Dayton Accords. The peace agreement brought Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, and Serbia together. It created a new government and a path for rebuilding the country. Although the violence stopped, the divisions between the groups remained, and it would take years for people to truly heal. The end of the Yugoslav wars showed how long-lasting peace takes time. While the Accords helped stop the bloodshed, the real challenge is recording the people who had been torn apart by years of hatred. It's a reminder that even after wars end, the journey to peace and unity is just beginning.
Today we witnessed something many thought was impossible. Two leaders who were once enemies are now shaking hands.
We are ready to stop fighting and try peace. It's not easy, but it's the right thing.
Say 3, 2, 1 or something. Fuck.
Bro, you just ruined.
Our people want peace too. This is a chance to build a better future.
This is the first step. Peace begins with courage, and today you have both shown it. Rabin and Arafat shake hands. The crowd claps, and the cameras capture the moment. I don't think I was supposed to read.
The Oslo Accords were peace agreements signed in 1993 between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization. These two groups had been in conflict for many years, fighting over land and control in the Middle East. The Accords were the first time both sides agreed to sit down and talk seriously about peace. The signing took place in Washington, D.C., with U.S. President Bill Clinton helping both sides come together. Israel was led by Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, and Palestinians were led by Yasser Arafat. For the first time ever, they shook hands and agreed to recognize each other. Israel agreed to let Palestinians have some control over parts of their land, and both sides promised to work together to solve bigger problems later. The handshake was a powerful moment and gave hope to people all around the world. Even though peace didn't last and violence came back later, the Oslo Accords were still a big step. They showed that even the longtime enemies can try to talk instead of fight. It reminded the world that peace takes time and courage, and that real change starts with listening and understanding. The Oslo Accords are remembered as one of the most important efforts for peace in the Middle East.
We've created a system called the World Wide Web. It connects information globally.
I can look up anything from anywhere. That's amazing.
Yeah.
This will change how we learn and communicate forever.
Oh yeah.
In 1991, a British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee created something that changed the world forever, the World Wide Web. Before that, computers were mostly used for simple tasks and sending messages. But the World Wide Web made it possible for people to visit websites, click on links, and share information instantly. This is the beginning of the internet as we know it today. The web allowed people to connect in new ways. At first, it mostly used by scientists and universities, but soon regular people started using it too, to look up facts, send emails, and eventually shop, watch videos, and use social media. It quickly grew across the world and became something almost everyone uses every day. It's how we do homework, talk to friends, and even find directions. The invention of the World Wide Web is one of the biggest moments in modern history. It changed the way we learn, work, and live. Today we carry the internet in our pockets and use it to connect with people across the globe. What started as one man's idea became a tool that brought the world closer together and is still changing our lives every day. The genocide didn't just happen on its own. For years, the Hutu and Tutsi groups had problems caused by unfair treatment and division, made worse during times of colonial rule by countries like Belgium. When the president of Rwanda died in a plane crash, it gave Hutu extremists an excuse to start the killings. Sadly, many other countries and the United Nations saw what was happening but did not stop it in time. The Rwandan genocide is one of the worst human tragedies of the 20th century. It taught the world how dangerous hate and silence can be. Today, Rwanda is working hard to heal and rebuild. People there are trying to live together in peace, and the world now better understands the need to act fast when innocent lives are in danger. This painful event reminds us to speak out and stand up when we see injustice.
Oh, are you act serious, love, bro? Go. This day wasn't just about a new president. It was the start of a new future for South Africa. Nelson Mandela becoming president gave people hope, showed change, and promised a better tomorrow. South Africa, which had been divided by unfair laws that treated people differently because of their race, now had a chance to heal. The fight against apartheid had been long and hard, but it was worth it. Mandela's leadership gave South Africa the chance to rebuild, to forgive, and most importantly, to move forward together. His presidency showed that even after so much hurt, the power of forgiveness and working together can change a country. For years, South Africa was controlled by apartheid, a system that kept people apart because of the state concept. It broke families apart and made life unfair for millions of people. But when Mandela became president, he didn't just focus on ending apartheid, he promised a South Africa where everyone would be treated equally, no matter their skin color. After spending 27 years in prison, Mandela didn't come out full of anger. Instead, he chose to forgive and help the country come together. He believed that real freedom could only happen if people worked together and understood each other. His leadership wasn't about holding on to old hurt, but about about building a future where everyone had a fair chance. Even though the country had many problems, Mandela's belief in peace and equality inspired people all over the world. Mandela's presidency wasn't just important for South Africa, but for the world. It showed that a country could move past a painful history and create a better future based on fairness and respect. The day he became president,
I think we should stop.
the day he became president was a moment that would change everything. It was a victory for justice, for hope, and for anyone who believes in working together to make the world better. Mandela's example will always remind us that we forgive, unite, and work for a better future. We can achieve anything.